Okay, so now I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to try to read some of this book here. So what we have here is, as it says here, gimana ya negose habla Hellenica, which means texts for young people in simple Greek. Uh, I don't actually know all of those words, but the title is written here in English, as you can see. So yeah, I have this book in PDF format, which I have acquired via completely legitimate and legal means. Please don't investigate that any further. Yeah, so I'm going to try to read this. One interesting thing that you can see on this page is how it says here, Biblio Alpha. So in Greek, in a lot of situations where in English we would use, first, second, third, etc., in Greek they actually use letters, the same thing. For example, that our queen is, Queen of England is Elizabeth II, but in Greek she's called Elizabeth Beta. Not Beta, Veta. Veta. Sorry, the pronunciation of that letter in modern Greek is with a V sound. So Beta. Beta? Vita? Oh, I don't actually know. Oh, it's terrible. Okay, well, never mind. Never mind. Let's just have a look at this. So, I did actually have a quick look at this yesterday, and I looked up a lot of the words that I didn't know. This isn't something that I could understand just straight off the bat without doing a little bit of looking up, a little bit of research. But still, I want to take you through it to show you, well, what's going on with it and what I've learned from the text. It's super, super simple. Well, it's kind of simple, but for a beginner's text, it's actually a little bit more complicated than you might expect. And also, a little bit of the subject matter here really dates the book, right? Which you'll see in a moment. So we have a little dialogue here. Now, what's the situation? Okay, so to onama mu ine Zoran. Okay, which means my name is Zoran. Okay, fantastic. So what's the situation? Okay, scholio, school. Taxi, class. School, class. Fantastic. All right. Η δασκάλα έχει δίπλα της τον Zoran. Okay, so the teacher, the female teacher, Daskala, not Daskalos, but Daskala. Η δασκάλα έχει. So the teacher has δίπλα της. I think that's like next to her. Yeah. This is kind of similar to how we do it in Turkish, actually, which is quite interesting. So in Turkish, when you want to talk about things being in front of something or behind something or whatever, you use a kind of possessive structure. So to say that something is next to you, you literally say it's in my side, or it's in the side of me, or it's, if it's behind me, it is at the back of me, it's in the front of me, it's on the top of me, it's if it's under you, then it's in the under part of you. So this tis here is kind of possessive, so diplatis. Yeah. So the teacher has Zoran either next to or behind her or something. Okay. Enepedi apoti. What does it say here? Yugoslavia. Okay, so clearly not the most contemporary book. Keton parousiazi στην τάξη. And I didn't actually look this up, but it must mean something like she's introducing him to the class. Alright, because this part here, the ton is like the him. Okay, parousiazi, she's doing something, and then στην τάξη would be to the class. So she must be introducing him to the class. Okay, τρία παιδιά κάθονται στα πρανία. Yeah, so which means 3 kids are sitting in benches. Benches? Yeah, something like that. Alright, so now let's look at the text itself. Okay, so La Scala is the teacher. Okay, teacher. Αυτό εδώ, this here, είναι ένα παιδάκι. Okay, so for some reason they've chosen to show the teacher is speaking in a kind of exaggerated baby talk. So, this long sound is not part of normal Greek, so it's a bit silly, I think. I mean, why make the text more complicated than it needs to be? Why include those little subtleties when it's clearly a text for people or young people who don't really speak the language? So, so pedi is child, and here, pedaki is like a diminutive, so like, kitty, little kitty. So this here is a little kitty. Okay. Pes tonamasu. This is an instruction. Pes, it's a say. Say your name. Okay. Tonamasu. Tonamasu. Onoma. How do you stress this? It's kind of confusing because you have the two stress marks here. You've got the stress mark on the omicron, and you have a different stress mark on the alpha. So are they both stressed? How would you say that then? So, onoma, like that. Onoma. I really don't know. I have to ask someone about that. Anyway, based onomasu. Say your name. Okay. Pesto. Say it. Pesto pedimo. Zoran says, Zoran. Okay. Alpha Martitis, so like the first student, I guess. Or student alpha, the alpha student. Reminds me of my days of school. There were certainly, alpha students in those days. I was not one of them. Anyway. So, alpha student says, Zoran, ha ha ha. He's making fun of the guy's name. Zoran isn't a Greek name. I tried to look this up to figure out if there was some kind of joke there. I'm really not sure. I mean, I found a word similar to this, which meant something like scabies. I don't know if that's the joke. If it is, if that's the joke, again, how is a beginning child, like a child of beginner level in Greek, going to understand that joke? No, I don't really get it. Anyway, Zoran is not happy with this. He says, "O namamu ine Zoran." His name is Zoran, not Zoran. Okay. Then Daskala. Oh, bloody emphasis. Daskala. So Daskala says, "Iremise pedimu." Stress in this language is a nightmare. It's always changing. Right. Let's try it again. Okay. Iremise pedimu. Alright, so here it is. Iremise. I looked this up. This is an imperative. And it's a verb meaning, calm down. So, calm down, my boy. To onomamu ine Zoran. Peris. What's this? Peresits. Right? Peresits. Okay. Και είμαι 12 χρονών. Okay, so as I am 12. Okay, from our math classes, we'll remember the dodecahedron, I'm sure, which is the 12-sided shape. No, the dodecagon. The dodecahedron would be a 12-sided, three-dimensional shape. So, any RPG nerds out there will know that as the D12 dodecahedron. Okay, so dodecahronon. This is kind of interesting because I know this form here, this on ending on the verb here with the omega and the ni. I need to review the names of the letters. I need to review the names of the letters, actually. But anyway, this ending here is a genitive plural. So chronon is like of years. So I am of 12 years, literally. So yeah, I'll remember that. Let's go on. Ήρθα, yeah, ήρθα εδώ πριν από 3 μήνες. Okay, so ήρθα, I came here πριν από 3 μήνες. Okay, I came here 3 months ago. Alright, okay, so here the apo is like from. So πριν από, that's just a fixed phrase. So πριν is like ago, and the apo is just something that goes with it. It literally means from. So you need to put those together. So before, from, kind of. So πριν από 3 μήνες. Γιατί, because. Εγώ δεν έχω χώρα πια kai spiti. Alright, okay. So because εγώ δεν έχω, I don't have χώρα is a country πια anymore. I don't have a country anymore. So I know it's a bit heavy. I mean, this is the first story of the first book in this series, and you know it's going straight into the Yugoslav War. I'm not sure what I think about that. Okay, so yeah, so I don't have a country anymore or a house. Oh, poor Zoran. Μόνο τη μητέρα μου έχω μετά τον πόλεμο στην πατρίδα μου. Right? Okay, so I only have my mother after the πόλεμο, you know, polemic, it's a war, after the war in my home country. Okay, το όνομα μου είναι Zoran Peresic και είμαι προσφύγας. So πρόσφυγας. Okay, there's a little explanation of what πρόσφυγας means at the bottom here. Here we go. Oh, πρόσφυγας. So, right, αφήνει την πατρίδα του από ανάγκη. Okay, so he left his home country from necessity. So, fantastic. We've learnt the word for refugee in Greek. Just a bit of light fun, right? A light, engaging, relatable text. Great stuff. Alright, so το όνομα μου είναι Zoran Peresic και είμαι πρόσφυγας από τη Yugoslavia. Okay. My name is Zoran Peresic, and I'm a refugee from Yugoslavia. Wunderbar. Okay, λοιπόν, it's like well, so. Λοιπόν, παιδάκια, said, well then, kiddies, like that. Αυτός είναι ο νέος συμμαθητής σας. Okay, so this is your new classmate. This word here, συμμαθητής, that means classmate. Okay, σας, okay, that's yours, of you. So, ο νέος συμμαθητής σας, your new classmate. Okay, θα είναι μαζί μας για όλη την υπόλοιπη χρονιά. No, χρονιά. That stupid accent at first. Alright. So, θα είναι μαζί μας, he will be with us. Okay. The way the future works in Greek is you have this word tha, this particle tha, and after that you just have the dependent form of the verb. So this here ine, is exactly the same as the word is. So instead of will be, it's more like you're saying will is. Because like I said earlier, there's no infinitive form in Greek. So taine will be. So he will be mazimas, no mazimas, mazimas, with us. Ya, for. So I guess that's really the same as we would say it in English, right? Oli, like all, and tin Hippolyti. No. Yeah. Hippolyti. See, Hippolyti means the rest. Okay. Fronia. So Fronia means like the school year. So he will be with us for all of the rest of the school year. Okay. Και θέλω να τον βοηθήσουμε όλοι μαζί. Okay. So and I want that him we help all together. So I want us to help him all together. Oh, isn't that nice? Right? Na prosarmosti. Okay. All right, and here, well, there's an explanation of this here. So prosarmosome. Apparently, that means the same as sinithizo. Now you see this a lot in textbooks. I don't really get this. You know, if you have a text in a foreign language, what's the point in explaining the vocabulary in the target language using other vocabulary in the target language? Because if I don't know the second word, then it's not going to help me to understand the first word. So, this didn't really help me, so I had to look up that word anyway. And it means to get used to, right? So, sinithizo means to get used to something. All right, so, it's not, introduces the subjunctive, and you can use the subjunctive in Greek to say, why you're doing something. So it's kind of like so that. So, na prosarmos, I can't even say it. Prosarmosti, na prosarmosti. So that he gets used to whatever the situation. Okay. Stin kinuria patridatu. All right. So what's this? In kinuria. I didn't look this word up. I don't remember what it is. I don't know what it is. Okay. So patridatu. So in his country, kinuria. Maybe that means like original, or his birth country, or something like that. So in I don't know, in his country or something. Echo, partida, quería. All right, then Alpha student says, partida, ipe, patrida, ha. Right, okay, so this poor kid, Zoran from Yugoslavia, is mispronouncing his Greek. Why would you put mispronunciations in a learner's text? It makes no sense. Right, so because he doesn't speak Greek fluently, he's saying partida instead of patrida, and they're making fun of him. All right. But then I think student beta, the beta student number 2, is going to come to his rescue. What does he say? He says, stamatare. All right. Papsimia. Ptani. Okay. Ftani. Okay, so I went away and looked at some of these words here because, to be honest, I just didn't have the vocab to understand what was going on here. So let's go back to it. Alright, so back to here. Na prosarmosti stin kinuria patridatu. Patridatu. Jesus, patrida. How can you say this? How can you put the emphasis here on the E and also have this long at the end? Patrida. Patrida. God, I mean, if she's meant to sound annoying, that's pretty successful. Patrida. Stinkenuria. Patrida. Ridiculous. Anyway, this word here, kenuros. Kenuros means new. Oh, sorry, kenurios. Nurios with E as well. So kenurios means new. So all together, so that he can get used to his new homeland. Alright, and then Zoran objects, he says, Ego, echo, partida, kiria. This word here, kiria, I probably should have known this anyway, but it means like miss, like lady, madam, etc. I remember this now actually, yeah, so kiria is like, you know, madam, and then kyrios is like sir. Unless I'm wrong, but I think that's right. So, I have a homeland, miss, but he's saying it wrong, so it's like, I have a bone band, miss, or something. So then student Alpha, being a little monster, starts making fun of him, and he says, ha ha ha, partida, Ipe. He said partida. Patrida, ha ha ha. So yeah, it should be patrida. But then, student Beta to the rescue. Stamata re, stamata re. Okay, this means stop. 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 This re apparently is like you. Hey you guy. Fellow. Stop fellow. Stop you. Enough of that. Okay. This pia is like anymore, henceforth. So papsipia. Papsit is another way of saying shut up or stop it. So stop it now. Okay. Yeah. Ftani. Well, I know that ftano. Ftano means to arrive. So ftani is like it's arriving. He arrives. I really don't know what it's supposed to be. But anyway, Stamata, again, shut up, stop it. Arketa, that's enough. So now I'm going to see if I can read the next page without looking any of the words up and just using a bit of common sense and a bit of deduction, which is always a bit of fun when you're looking at a language. So let's have a look. So, la scala, alright. Sas parakalo. Okay, so, alright. So, parakalo means, you know, to ask someone something. So, I ask you, or I beseech you. Okay, isigia. You know, isigia. Isigia. Don't know what that means. So, yeah, edaxi. Edakia. Okay, so edaxi is okay. Okay, kitties. Okay, alright. Malista. Okay. Alright. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Oh, hold on, we've missed something. Yeah, okay, you see this? Now, you may think that's a semicolon, and, well, it is, but in Greek, semicolons are used as question marks. So this is actually a question. It's like, edaxi pedakia? Like, okay, children? Alright, okay. So she's giving some kind of instruction to the kids. So, please kids, please you guys. Ησυχία. Well, I mean, the verb here is going to be probably like ησυχάω. It's probably the basic form of that. I'll have to look that up later. So I'll make a note. Then when we're done here, I'll see if I can figure out what, I'll look up what that means. Who knows, maybe I'll even figure it out by the end of the page. Okay, student alpha says, malista. Okay, well, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it probably means something like, okay, fine, whatever. Okay, because horrible little student alpha has been called out, so he's going to be acting sheepishly. Okay, Zoran continues. Okay, Echo que part. Oh, he's about to make the same mistake, but he corrects himself. Patriva. Okay, so maybe in his own way, student alpha has used a bit of tough love to teach Zoran an important lesson here about the order of consonants. So Patrida que filus. Echo que spiti. Alright, so echo is I have. So I have a homeland, and filus. Okay, so the base word there is philos, which means friend. Is ending here us. Now this us is the ending for the plural masculine accusative. Okay, so it's the object of the sentence, the object of the verb echo. So plural friends. I have friends in the plural. Okay, echo que spiti, and I have a house. Okay, mono only, mono pu tora emboro na pau eki. All right. So tora now, emboro I can't, na pau go, I go, eki there. So I guess, well, it's pu means where, but I think it can be used to mean like that or which or something like that in some context. So monopu is probably just something like it's just that. It's just that. So monopotora then borona paweki. It's just that I can't go there now. Yati eigine polemos. Daxi? Okay, Daxi. Okay. Zoran's a bit touchy. So yati is because. Now what's this here? Now this is definitely a past tense verb. How do we know it's a past tense verb? Because we have the augment at the beginning, that extra e, with the penultimate stress. Okay, and this ending e here also implies it's past tense. So, eigine. All right. Well, polemos means war, so it's probably something like, a war broke out. Something in the past, or a war happened, or something like that. All right. La scala. Edaxi, pedimo. Edaxi. Okay, my boy. Okay. A little bit sarcastic, teacher. I mean, you're talking to a Yugoslav refugee kid. Be a little more sensitive. Don't be like, oh, okay, what? He's been through hell. You don't know. You haven't seen what he's seen. All right, Zoran, you take it away. Ta ήθελα να είμαι εκεί τώρα, αλλά δεν μπορώ και Okay. All right. So now, what's going on here? This is kind of interesting if you're into that kind of thing. So here, ήθελα. Okay, that's our past tense again. So it's the past tense of the verb θέλω, I want. So ήθελα, I wanted. But then we have here this future θα. as well. And when you put those together, it makes it kind of conditional, right? So it's like I would want. When you combine those, I would want. So I would want na είμαι to be, that I be, εκεί, there, τώρα, now, right? I would like to be there now, αλλά, but, δεν μπορώ, okay, but I can't, και, and, alright. Okay, back to student alpha. Perhaps student alpha is now going to see the error of his ways. Alright, let's have a look. Alright. Το απόγευμα, τα απόγευμα θα έρθεις στο σπίτι μου. I feel like I know this word, απόγευμα, απόγευμα, but I can't remember what it is. Απόγευμα, απόγευμα. Okay. Okay, so θα έρθεις. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure έρθεις, this is come in the past, so you came. So θα έρθεις, you would come. You would come. Alright. So you would come στο σπίτι μου. Okay, you would come to my house. Alright, so student Alva decided not to be such a jerk, and he's inviting him to his house. What is this? Απόγευμα. This is so frustrating. I'm sure I know what this word is. Απόγευμα. Απόγευμα. Okay, so then Mathistria says, wait, you know, this has an ap at the end, so this must be a feminine word. I think this must be like a female student. So we have 3 students in the class. We've got 2 different mathitis, like male students, and then 1 mathitria, female student. I can only guess. Anyway, so lady student, girl student says, όχι, στο σπίτι μου να έρθεις. Okay. So no, to my house. That you come. You should come, like you should come to my house. Or it is to my house that you should come. Okay, here we go, making friends. Student Beta says, que στο δικό μου. This word diko, as I understand it, is a kind of placeholder word when you want to say things like mine or yours or things like that. So it's like the thing, you know, the thing of mine or mine own or something like that. So, que στο δικό μου and to mine. Alright, that's nice. That's nice. Εγώ το είπα πρώτος. Okay, so είπα, this is I said. I know this word, είπα. Εγώ το είπα πρώτος. You know, πρώτος meaning first, the first. So, you know, if anyone's a StarCraft player or a StarCraft fan, that's what that means, πρώτος, first. Okay, εγώ το είπα πρώτος. I said it first. Okay. Ύστερα οι άλλοι. Ύστερα οι άλλοι. Okay, I'm not sure what that's saying. Again, it's definitely past tense. Οι άλλοι means the others. So what? What then? So I did something, because the art means it must be like an I did something. Ύστερα οι άλλοι. I did something to the others. Ooh. I don't really know. I need to look that one up later. Okay, Zoran continues. Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Thank you very much. Και στο δικό μου σπίτι ελάτε όλοι. Okay. So thank you very much. And to my own house, or in my own house, a latte, a latte. This could be an instruction, like a plural imperative. I'm not really sure about that. As for the verb, no, I don't really know. I must look that one up as well. So, mahitria, pote, when is oran, pote. Okay, okay, all right. O pote telete. Well, I can only assume that means whenever you want. You know, pote is when, so maybe o pote is something like whenever. That would make sense. And telete means you, plural, want. O pote telete. Monopoine mikroke. All right, same thing again. Monopo. It's just that it's small and oh Zoran. He's so shy, so embarrassed about his small house. You know, where he and his refugee Yugoslav mother live. What happened to the father? That's the question. I wonder if we're going to get into that later on. I hope not, to be honest. Okay, student B, student beta. Beta, 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 beta. Don't know. Kala. Ta erthete. Prota. Olisto dikomu. All right. So kala is good, well, fine, fine. Okay. Ta erthete. All right. So maybe like you should all come. Maybe something like that. You should all come to my house first. You should all come to my house first. I think that's what he's saying there. All right. And there's the kiddies, crowding around Zoran. I think I did quite well with that page there, but I'm going to go back and look up some of those words, and then I will come back. Okay, so I figured out some more of this. All right, so what did we get wrong last time? So here, here. Okay, here. This means silence. Okay, so teacher is saying, please, you guys, silence. Okay, kiddies. Okay, and then student alpha. This really is the story of student alpha's redemption. You know, it's like Star Wars, kind of. So, malista. Okay, this means, of course, certainly. Okay, fine. All right, now we got all of this. We had no problems here. We weren't sure about this word, were we? So, eine. Okay, so this is the past form of an important verb, which is yinome, which kind of has the meaning of become, to change, to happen. As far as I can understand, it's kind of similar to how we use olmak in Turkish, if that's relevant to anyone listening. So, yati eyine polemos. So because a war happened, war broke out, like I said. Alright, so that part's fine. Okay, this part's fine. Okay, now this, boyevma, I knew this word. It means afternoon. Afternoon, right? So, the boyevma is afternoon. The ertis to spitimo. Okay. So, yeah, this word here, I mean, I thought this was some kind of past tense or something. It's actually just the dependent form of the verb erchume. which means come. And I can tell this verb is going to cause me a lot of problems because it's a very common and very useful verb, but it's mega irregular, right? So, Saertis just means you will come. So this afternoon you will come to my house. Look at that. Student Alpha wasn't such a so-and-so after all. Okay, and then the lady student, the girl student says, "Ochis speak to more." Now, Ertis, no, you should come to my house. Okay, and we did that. Okay. This word here. Istera. Okay, so I thought this was a past tense verb. It is not. This just means afterwards. Okay, so afterwards, the others. Okay, so I said first, afterwards, the others. All right. So you see, Student Alpha has gone from being the villain of the piece to the most prominent of the heroes. It truly is a tale for our age. Okay, so ευχαριστώ πολύ και στο δικό μου σπίτι ελάτε όλοι. Okay, now this as well, didn't know what that was, and that is also a form of the verb έρχομαι. Έρχομαι? Yeah, I'm not even sure. It is έρχομαι, that's how they say that. Let me just look here. No, here it is. Έρχομαι. Ho. Έρχομαι. Okay, let's get back to it. But this is actually the plural imperative of that, so it means come. But it looks mega different because of the lamva here, the l sound. So elate ole, everyone come to my house. Okay. Pote, όποτε θέλετε, μόνο που είναι μικρό και. Alright, so that's that. Okay. So then what does student Beta say? He says, καλά. Θα έρθετε. Again, that same verb, έρχομαι. Right, so you will all come. Πρώτα, first of all. Όλοι, all. Στο δικό μου. So you all come to mine first. Okay. Well, that was torturous, but we got there in the end, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. That's enough of that for the moment.